driveway when you're driving home and think about the fact that the clothes on your back is more than you truly deserve. When the use and activity of your limb is more than you deserve. The bed you laid in and woke up this morning, God kept you. Following everything He said. Some things you had no business saying, but God still being more than you ever expected. And when you look back over your life and think about some of the ways He's made, some of the promises He's kept, you have to sit back and say, you did more than I ever expected. Folks that counted me out, folks that pronounced a benediction, they were getting ready to say ashes to ashes and dust to dust, but the good news of the matter is I'm alive today. Not because of how good I've been, not because of what I know, not because of who I know, but it's all because He did more than I ever expected. I just asked Him to pay the bill. He paid the bill. That good money behind me. I just asked Him to heal my body. He healed my body and told me to run over. I just asked Him to go to bed. Let me get into the word today. We're going to look at verse 19 to 22 for the sake of this sermon spotlight. Verses 19 to 22, 19 through 22. And I'm going to get real soon. Verses 19 to 22. You've heard these verses before, so it shouldn't be new to you. Watch verse 19. It says, also Isaac's servant dug in the valley and found a well of running water there. Verse 20. But the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdmen, saying, the water is ours. So he called the name of the well Esek, because they quarreled with them. They dug another well, and they quarreled over it. Over that one also. So he called the name Rehoboth, because he said, for now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. Somebody missed it. Look behind and say, neighbor. Neighbor. Oh, neighbor. Oh, neighbor. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. You failed that before. But do it again. Look, find one more neighbor. Find one more neighbor and say, neighbor. This time. You will find great success. Dig. We adore you, God. There's no one like you in all the earth. You might increase none of me and all of you in your service prayer. Hold us and shape us after thine own way. Spirit of living God, fall fresh in each and every one of us. The truth we're told, we live beneath our means, all because we don't have the fortitude to stick to life when life gives us of the sick. Came to preach for just a few minutes today, and I'm going to preach because I feel like preaching, so you don't have to say amen. I came with amens already with me, because as we close out another Black History Month, as we close out another Black History Month, as we close out another month to look at our heritage, if one thing our heritage has taught us is that we don't have the luxury of giving up. We don't have the luxury of sitting on the hinder part of our spine talking about woe is us. The truth of the matter is life has always dealt us in these United States a bad hand. But that bad hand did not negate the fact that we serve a big God. And a big God, even with a bad hand, is able to cause you to win the game. You missed it because some of y'all don't play cards. Some of y'all don't know anything about playing spades with a partner. And no matter how bad your hand might be, you can't really worry about your hand, because you got to make sure that your partner knows what they're doing. There have been times my mother and I, we played together, and I might not say, man, we need to throw in the card. She said, Holy, just hold your horses, play your hand, and don't worry. Now Nancy, you can't have that many face cards. She said, just keep on bringing it, and I'm going to show you what you're going to get. Because at the end of the day, I can't get upset because I don't have a good hand, because I don't know. So wherever you fall short, he's going to be able to take up the slack. I came to tell you that although you may fail sometimes, falling isn't fatal, only the way and it did not succeed. But I came to tell you today to dig the well again. You may have started the business and had to close the business, but I came to dig dig the well again. You may have gone to school and had to again. You may have tried to work on your marriage, and now you have decided to simply live in the house as roommates and not as a spouse, a husband and wife. But I came to tell you to try it yet again, to dig the well again, because if it's anything life has taught us as black people, is that if we're going to get anything out of life, we got to work for it. Ain't nobody going to give us nothing. Everything you got to work for it, you got to fight for it, and you got to hold on to the little bit you got. And right here in the text, we see the life of Isaac, the son of Abraham. There was a famine, and he went to Egypt just like his daddy went to Egypt. And what we got to understand is this. The first thing we got to understand is there is sowing and reaping. Say sowing and reaping. Oh, you missed it. Some of y'all don't get excited when we talk about sowing because you don't want to sow. There's a famine in the land. There's a famine. Remember, there's a famine in the land. Go back to verse 1. Watch it says, there was a famine in the land besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, in Gerar. Then the Lord appeared to him and said, do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land of which I shall tell you. Then go down to verse 12. Go down to verse 12. Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year an hundredfold. And the Lord blessed him. I got to work harder than I thought. Watch this. There's a famine in the land. It ain't raining. People can't produce no harvest. But Isaac said, even in the midst of other folk not getting back what they deserve, I'm going to sow some seed. Come on now. And the Bible didn't say he got back fivefold. Didn't say he got back tenfold. Didn't say he got back 20-fold. Didn't say he got back 50-fold. But it said he got back a 100-fold blessing. Oh, you missed it because you don't understand it, do you? Okay, it's like coming to church on Sunday and with $10 in your pocket and say, God, I'm going to give you this $10. And you put 10 in there. And by the end of the week, God says, I'm going to take that $10 and I'm going to give you a 100-fold blessing. Some of y'all didn't do. Some of y'all think that's $100. No, that's a 10-fold blessing. And 10 becomes 1,000 when it's 100-fold blessing. And somebody said, well, Pastor, I thought we gave our tithes and offering out of obedience. You do give it out of obedience, but there's nothing I give that ain't a seed. Every gift I give unto the Lord is a seed, and I make sure I sow it in good ground because I'm going to reap if I think not. Because you're waiting for a blessing from God, waiting for God to open a door for you, and God saying, how can I open a door and you ain't put no seed in the ground? How do you expect a harvest and you haven't put no seed in the ground? Some of you are angry and upset, no seed in the ground. It's coming, but if you had put the seed, it would have got there a little quicker. It would have manifested to you at a faster rate. And I came to tell you that it's not truly a seed unless it causes you to sacrifice. Somebody listen. When you give a seed, sacrifice. That's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful when you come to church and you try to measure what everybody giving in tithes and offerings. It's not equal sacrifice. If I can give $1,000 a week, that don't mean that my sacrifice is greater than a person give $5. Because I could be bringing in $100,000 a week. And 1,000 is just 1%. But that person giving 5 could only have 25 and brought 20% of their entire livelihood to give the Lord. That's why you got to be careful when you give people titles and positions based on the amount of money they give, because that don't mean that they actually know how to sacrifice. Because one thing about folk who give big money, when big money coming, when the money ain't coming, they stop giving any money. I would rather have people that trusted God enough that when they didn't have nothing, they gave, and when they got more, they gave, and when they didn't have nothing, they still gave, and when they got more, they gave. Then folks who brag and boast when they get a little money, but that car you driving that you know should have been them put you down 3 or 4 years ago, and every time you get out there, you put the key in ignition, and they still say, and you get to going down the road, go and you're praying from point A to point B. And you sit there and say, well, Pastor, I don't want to have to pray from point A to point B. Well, you know you ain't got enough money to replace it, so you just need to tell the Lord, thank you, that you just keep this whole dust bucket going from point A to point B, and I sure do thank you. And if it break down, I thank you, you give me a little bit of money to go to the mechanic, even though he a shade tree, got to come by the house and knock on a little bit and put a little duct tape here, but at least it's still going, because you know you can't afford to buy a new one, but he will keep the stuff you have from falling apart. It says, and he will rebuke the devourer for your sake. Amen. Some of us, we wearing clothes now, would have had 20, 30 years, and for the world to talk about how good they look, and you have to tell them, yeah, thank you. I know you've been shopping. No, I ain't been shopping 10 years, but when I was able to stop shopping, I went shopping in my own closet and realized that the Lord been good to me. And somebody said, well, don't you miss going shopping? Well, to a certain extent, but now it's a treasure hunt every week. When I go in there and say, what I'm going to wear? And I said, ooh, I don't even remember when I bought this. And it still got the tag on it from dealer. Well, let me pull this out because it's new to me this season. Because God will bless your seed. And we got to understand that there's going to be seed time and harvest. One thing that we don't quite understand is the fact that most of us are so blessed today is because our ancestors planted seed that they didn't even have a resource to plant. They sowed and didn't even have it to sow. But they knew that generation was coming behind them. They were going to need it. Had a conversation this week with some of my students about HBCUs. I just decided to make them go do some research on HBCUs. And all of them came back and said, Mr. Brown, do you know almost all the HBCUs started in the churches? In the basement? How they start a whole college in the basement? I said, because you don't have to start a whole college, you just start a class. And once you start that class leads to other classes, and those classes lead to other classes, and then next thing you know, you have a whole college. But at the time, the only thing we owned as a people were churches. That's right. That's right. That's all we had. We didn't have schoolhouses with our name on it. We didn't have malls and structure with our name on it. The only thing we had were churches. And so we had to use what we had. And them folk took pennies together and started institutions of higher learning to make sure that if they didn't let us in their school, that we would have school where we could go and be educated. But if we looked at it now, Lord have mercy. Most of us say, hey, Pastor, I just can't make that kind of sacrifice. When we think about it, back in the 50s and 60s, and them young people getting ready to go off to college, and mom and dad didn't quite have enough money to send them or to equip them, and the church came together and took them little pennies together and paid tuitions. That's right. Bought clothes. Took the church van, a whole load of them, went down there and moved them in school. And as they were in school, made sure that they were able to make it out of school. And when they got back, they didn't run to the big church down the street because they recognized that the little church that they had left had took care of them. And as God blessed them, they blessed the church. That's right. But it's seed time and harvest. You got to sow in order to reap. We have a problem with young people now. As we're getting ready, part of my job as the academy coach is I have to work with the senior counselor. And all 268 seniors, we got to have a plan when they graduate. And our superintendent loved to come out of school and say, Mr. Brown, what percentage of students do y'all have exit plan for? Ma'am, it's still 34%. That's not gonna work, Mr. Brown. And so last week she sent emails, about 13 emails of meetings that we're gonna have from now to May, because she wants every senior to have something that they're gonna do the day after graduation. She said, I don't care if they don't go to college, they go to the military. If they say they're going to work at Dollar General, you better make sure they already employed at Dollar General, and that's the plan. They work that plan. I said, ma'am, that's a lot of pressure on me. She said, Mr. Brown, when they told him to put you in position, I didn't think you could do it. So get it done. But she understood that it's not enough to educate a child and then graduate a child and not care what happens to that child. Amen. So we live in a little rural community. number one high school in the whole county. But like she said, they sent her the best children, the best they got. Most of the parents left school without a plan. She said, we don't want that generational curse to happen again. Those seeds she planted in those kids to plan and prepare, we pray that as they move through life, even one of the fellows is at Food Depot, he said they would give me a full-time position in the meat department. I said, okay, now you become the best butcher you can. And then you go ahead and start your own little meat house. He said, I never thought about that. I said, yeah, man. I said, because I love going to Welch's Meats and buying me some fresh steak. I ain't like going to the real butcher and tell him how thick you are. He said, why did you think about that? I said, well, you got to. And I came to tell most of us that our dreams have been deferred because we stopped dreaming. We stopped hoping. Life happened. We just sat back and said, well, just let it happen. That's right. So you go to work every day on a job you really don't like, but no longer dream about anything else, because guess what? It's just life. And I came to tell you, I don't care what it is, what dream, what goal, what vision you have for yourself. It's never too late to keep pursuing what God has for you. Right. And even if the door closes, you can dig another well. Only do we see sowing and reaping. The second thing we see is they stop the reservoir. Say, stop the reservoir. Watch verse 15. Watch what's happened in verse 15. Now the Philistines had stopped up all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham, his father, and they had filled them with earth. Isn't that amazing? What sense would it make? The well is there for water, for anybody who needs water. But because they feel like they can stop you, they'll stop up the well just to stop you. You better understand what the enemy does. The enemy ain't crazy you think they are. He's strategic. The reason they get you in school and try to label you, try to give you some alphabet in front of your name, ADD, ADHD, EBD, LD, is so that they can ensure that as you go through, you always think you're less than other folk. You're not bright enough and you don't have the right connection. It's so they can possibly stop you from seeking the best and the brightest. And here it is. These wells could have given water to the entire region. But if it hurt you, and look at our criminal justice system, and you see a corrupt president that's pardoning corrupt individuals. But now what I'm tell you is criminal justice with the First Steps Act. But what they don't tell you is in the First Steps Act, even if they know you were wrongfully convicted, you still got to send a letter to petition so they can look at your case and see if you deserve to be pardoned or your sentence. Now, true criminal justice reform would say, let's go back and see the disparities in sentences. Y'all do know that, don't you? That crack cocaine carries a sentence. Right now, if you were caught with the same amount of meth and the same amount of marijuana, meth, you can get a bond that same day. Marijuana, they're going to try to put you over to a superior court and you got to wait to get a bond. You can get caught in the manufacturing of meth and they'll let you out on $2,500. You get marijuana, these rules. We had an idiot down there in Macon on the county commission saying that we're going to make it an ordinance. They can't pay. The third time they said they're going to spend 3 days in jail. And folks are like, yeah, because I want to see folks draw. I said, so you would rather. And no matter how good a worker you are, most employers, when they see the box check, they say, oh. Amen. And we don't understand how systemic it is that they would put because of the terrorists. Another $18 billion. But, finna get angry. You try to keep food out of children's mouths. But yet pay people who ain't even doing what they're supposed to do. And y'all gotta understand something, because in the United States, the food stamps, SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Program, is in what we call the Farm Bill. Y'all know that, right? The Farm Bill. The Farm Bill is food subsidies to help farmers. Like in the state, you have over 60 acres that you dedicate to farming then you can file for relief from the farm bill every year. Every year. Now, first, you can tax if you got a farm and it's working. But in the farm bill, they haven't decreased the farm bill. In the last 4 years, it has increased every year. But in increasing the farm bill, they have decreased the amount of SNAP funds in it every year, which means that they're giving the money directly to farmers. And oftentimes, every 3 years, depending on your soil sample, if the nitrogen is not high enough in your soil, you get up to 9 months to let your land rest, and the government pays you for whatever crop you would have produced that you only have to produce. But yet, we can't feed the little children. We can't give nobody food stamps. But we can give you 9 months of harvest to let your land rest. And we don't understand it's been systemic. That they don't mind seeing children in cages and children hungry. But yet, we'll give billionaires tax cuts. And I tell people all the time, you can take it any way you want to take it. But nobody earns $1 billion. I don't care what you do. I don't care how hard you work. You never earn $1 billion. If you earned $100,000 a month, $100,000 a month, it would take you 10 months to be a millionaire. 10 months to be a millionaire. It would take you 10,000 months to be a millionaire. Nobody earns $1 billion. The only way you get $1 billion is if you took the money, the resources, and the production of other people, and you kept it yourself. And so we live in a country now that says we got to give relief to the billionaires so they can create more jobs. But those who working, y'all just continue to work. And they're telling you that wages are going up, wages going up, wages going up. But see, these the same folks don't go to the grocery store and see ground beef going up. They don't go to the grocery store and see milk going up, see eggs going up. And nowhere has the resources of the wages kept up with inflation just in food. And they would literally cover the wells so that you suffer. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Even now, when you look at home prices, if you look at Newton County and other areas, and you see home prices, and you see certain areas of the county where prices have skyrocketed, but it ain't in our neighborhoods. You can barely get out, sell your house for what you bought it for right now, 10 years later. But in other areas, they're making $200,000 or $300,000, hand over fist. But they're making sure that you can keep certain people down. And we don't see it. It's systemic. And if we're not careful, we will allow them to stop at the reservoir and the resource for the crumbs. When you say we never had the bed, we'll work for whatever we need. But you got to give us an opportunity to work. And like I tell everybody, of course, I'm going to fight for an increase in the minimum wage because a day's labor deserves a day's pay. Nobody in this country should be working for 5 hours a week and live in poverty. How can we say we're the greatest nation in the world and literally tell people that you just ain't working hard enough? And let me tell y'all something. When they tell you that you ain't working hard enough, you need to go look at some of these executives, how hard they work. You're going to discover how hard it is to go to the golf course. Most of the hard it is to go from restaurant to restaurant with lunch meetings throughout the week. And most of them, if the truth were told, if they ever went in McDonald's and tried to put them burgers and put them burgers out according to that screen up there, they couldn't do it. And they're going to tell you, you ain't working hard enough. But they never worked a real day in their life. That's how a CEO can ruin one company, bankrupt the company, get fired with a golden parachute, and then get hired 3 or 4 months later to bankrupt another company. And you say, now how did that work? So like NFL coaches, you get fired for one team losing. But guess what you do? Just hang on long enough. Because once you're in the club, somebody going to look out for you and give you a couple more minutes. You can run 2 or 3 teams by the time they finally recognize you ain't got no business up here. But they're going to tell you don't work hard enough. And that's why you should be poor. Had audacity to listen to one of the financial gurus, telling everybody to save their money, and said, if you don't have savings, then you just should not have entertainment. No cable, no nothing. I said, well, Lord, I declare, I got to go to work and be stressed. Come home and don't have no cable, don't have no relief. Just to go back to work to be stressed. If I don't got a little cable at home, little internet at home, I promise you, it's going to be real rough when I get back to work the next day. But how do we live in a country that feel that based on your vocation or whether or not you deserve health care? That's a sad reality. We got people working over full time but still can't afford health care. Last year, according to the CDC, 68,000 people died due to lack of care. The fact that when they needed to get preventative care, they couldn't get it. And all of us know somebody in our family, in our neighborhood, who was a diabetic. They did not get the treatment they needed, and now they're sleeping in their grave. And we want to stand up at the funeral and say, it was God's will. No, it wasn't God's will. It was greed. It was the hatred of certain people in this nation, and it's going to come back because we are going to have to answer for the fact that we thought, and it's some of us. I can't tell you how many teachers walk around there and want to say, if they gave everybody health care, I couldn't get in my doctor's office. Is that your argument? That you are better than somebody else because you wouldn't get the treatment that you get? And these folk call themselves Christians. Amen. Believers. But I went to school and got a degree, so I shouldn't have to go to the same. Who is your neighbor? When a certain man fell among thieves on the Jericho road, who is your neighbor? And we got to be careful because many of us have become that which we despise with our own privilege. Thinking that somebody else getting $15 an hour going to affect you. So, no, they don't need to raise the minimum wage. If they raise the minimum wage, they got to raise my salary. Just hold on, baby Bible. Everything going to come up because a rising tide lifts all ships. Well. But my question is not what they do in our own statistics. They cannot afford health care, cannot afford basic necessities, cannot afford a roof over their head. And just a generation ago, it didn't matter what a person did, they could afford a roof over their head. Even the waitress, even the butler, even the gas station attendant, if they went to work 40 hours that week, they could find them a little piece of land and buy them a little piece of house. That's right. Just a generation ago, they could put money in the bank for a rainy day. And you say, well, Pastor, things were different then. The difference was we didn't let people walk over us. But let's not hold it too long. Not only do we see sowing and reaping, not only do we see they stopped the reservoir. Thirdly, they were scared of the repercussions. Say, scared of the repercussions. Watch what it says in verse 16. And Abimelech said to Isaac, go away from us, for you are much mightier than we. This theme repeats over and over in the Bible, doesn't it? Here we are. And Isaac is a sojourner. Doesn't he have nowhere to go? This is your land. But you say you bigger than me. You need to go. What happened in Egypt with the children of Israel? Pharaoh said, we got to oppress them. We got to stress them out. Because if they ever know the power that they have, they will overthrow us. And you wonder why certain things are the way they are in our society? Because if you ever knew the truth, you could empower yourself to take care of yourself. What would happen? What would really happen if we started back growing our own food, raising our own animals, and taking care of each other like we used to? What would ever happen? Y'all do remember when the folks said they didn't go to no hospital, they had no baby because they wife in the neighborhood. Run out there and tell her, mama, baby, wrap the baby up. She come back and check on a couple days later. You need some collard greens. Somebody got some down the road. They get ready to harvest those snap beans. Everybody snapping beans for 2 or 3 days. In your fingers green. But the whole y'all got chicken